Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Svetlana and here I talk about perfumes. Today I wanted to talk about my trip to Grand Canyon with my kids and my husband. And I just wanted to share what perfumes I chose to take there and what I discovered about the perfumes. So without further ado, let's start. So if you think about Grand Canyon is in Arizona and it's really hot and dry. So the climate there is very particular. It's almost a desert there. It's very hot and dry in daytime, and it's very cold at night. Also, if you imagine those red rocks, a lot of sand, a lot of dust, a lot of oak moss, probably a lot of moss, probably a lot of dry herbs around, some dry woods, some other woods around you. So based on that, what perfumes should you take to Grand Canyon? So what are the perfumes that you could take to a desert? I really like all perfumes that are dedicated to desert, and sometimes I blind buy perfumes just based on the image that it evokes in my mind, because I like when there's something said about the desert, like Sahara, or there's Larmes du Désert, Désert Suave, or something like that, and I can blind buy those perfumes just because it evokes some image of a desert. And I was thinking, why is it happening? And then I thought maybe because one day Christian Dior made a beautiful perfume that is Dune. I remember this perfume from my childhood. This is a very beautiful amber perfume with a lot of flowers and aldehydes. It's very dry and it's very rich, especially when it's hot and dry outside and you wear it. You can smell all the notes very well, and on the skin it sounds really great. This dryness, this beautiful amber. There's some aldehydes, as I said. There's also this peony, lily, ylang ylang. There's jasmine and rose, and in the dry down there's some amber, sandalwood, vanilla, of course, oak moss, of course, and patchouli and musk. It's very dry. It is probably it's old school, but still it's very beautiful and rich. And if you are familiar with that perfume, you know what I'm talking about. I'm really glad I could buy a vintage one, because it reminds me of those images that I had when I was a young girl, a small girl. I was dreaming about those sand dunes, about beautiful seas around, about beautiful oases in the desert, about traveling. The idea of that perfume is to give you an idea that this perfume can transfer you into a different world. And that's probably why I'm so passionate about the images of desert, especially in perfumery. So thanks to this beautiful masterpiece, Dune by Christian Dior. If you don't have Dior, Dune from Christian Dior, you can use this. And this is Love Potion number 9 from Penhaligon. This is a very similar dry and ambery perfume. It has some flowers, but they're slightly different. That's the only difference that they have. It has some lavender and geranium, so there's some cool notes here, but still it's a very dry and beautiful amber, very rich, as if there's some herbs. There are no aldehydes this time. There's some tarragon and carnation, rose jasmine, and the dry down is almost the same. It's patchouli, oak moss, some cedar, cinnamon, and vanilla. Very nice herbal, dry perfume. I think it represents very well the dry air, the dry hot air of a desert, together with Dune. I would not say that they're very similar, but they have the same vibe and the same way of being made. So what perfumes did I take to my trip? First of all, the first and the only is Ganymède. So this is the masterpiece made by Quentin Biche, and it has a lot of mineral notes. That's why I associate this perfume with mountains, with the cold air, with the fresh spring, very icy cold fresh spring, and icy cold beautiful lakes. I took this perfume last year when we went to Many Glacier Park. So glacier, the beautiful blue of the lakes, that's what I see when I smell it, because I have some memories already and associations. There's some mineral notes, there's some saffron, Akigala wood, and suede, violet leaf that gives that volume of fresh greenery, immortelle, and osmanthus. Very beautiful and very versatile perfume. Everybody perceives this perfume differently. Some people can smell only flowery parts of this perfume. Some people just smell suede. Some people just smell saffron. Some people just smell the mineral notes. And it's all different, and I love this perfume because it's so easy to wear. It refreshes you when it's too hot. It gives you some freshness, some fresh air. It's not too thick. It's very well diffused in the air around you, and it will not be bothering you the whole day, but you will smell it. So this is a perfect scent for traveling to mountains, and that's what I took. The other perfume that I was not planning to take with me, but I took it was Nudiflorum by Nasomatto, and it was by chance I found it in my bag, and oh my god, that was so good, because in the hot dry air it opened up really nice. It was very rich. It opens up with some rhubarb. There's some raspberry and rose with amyl salicylate. It gives some salty without C notes. And then in the base there's some oak moss, there's some leather, animal notes, and cedar. And in the dry hot air you can smell this powderiness and dustiness. You can smell these animal notes, because in the nature you can smell all kinds of animal notes, oak moss, the dustiness, these dusty rocks, dusty air, all kinds of trees. Sometimes they're dry, sometimes they're not dry, and that's what you can smell. It's very nice perfume for hot dry air. And by the way, it went very well together. They both have very good longevity, and this was still on me when I sprayed this on me, and I was still smelling for 12 hours, because both of them, they have a very good longevity even in dry hot weather. Another perfume that I took is Epupa Mon Amour, and it is Epupa, and this is very woody, ambery, dry, perfume as well. It's very rich. It's as if you can smell this dry ground, as if you can smell this dusty air. There's some pepper, black pepper, vetiver, sandalwood, amber, guaiac wood, cumin, tonka bean, and vanilla. And this is softer, but it reminds you of Black Afghano by Nasomatto. There's some smokiness here because of guaiac wood, softness of amber, and there's still some dryness of vetiver, black pepper. Sandalwood is very dry here. Cumin makes this perfume very dry because cumin is a spice that can be used, that is used in perfumes that describe the desert very often because it's very dry. Tonka bean and vanilla make it possible to wear it for women, so it's not so harsh. It's pleasant, smoky, ambery, dry, but still it has some softness to be wearable for women. And because I started talking about LK, I have another perfume to talk about, and this one is Mélodie d'Altai. Altai is a mountain chain in Russia, and this is too an ambery, very nice, beautiful, soft amber with a lot of a little bit of leather, styrax, saffron, vetiver, patchouli. It's much softer than Epupa, and by the way, Epupa, Mon Amour, Epupa is a waterfall in Africa, so that's what it describes. It describes the landscape of Africa with a lot of sand, with hot air, with almost close to desert climate. And here the climate is softer. It's softer, the perfume is softer as well. The amber is very soft, together with some leatheriness that comes from saffron, obviously. I would say it's more of a fall weather perfume. I see it perfectly with a cashmere sweater. It's like a sweater weather perfume. Very nice, beautiful, and very feminine. Very feminine. It's more feminine. It's very beautiful, though. Looking at the notes, probably you will not be able to say, but this is very feminine perfume. Another perfume that is about desert is Larmes du Désert by Atelier des Ors, and this is a very beautiful ambery perfume, and it has a lot of smokiness to it. There's some incense with cypress. That's how it opens up. Then in the mid there's some guaiac wood with the cedar and patchouli, and in the dry down there's of course amber, benzoin, woody notes, and citruses. It's a little bit sour, but sourness, I think it's coming from the smoke. There's a lot of smoke, and amber is very deep. It's not soft, it's more salty. It's as if it's a little bit salty. Also there's patchouli, and this makes this perfume a little bit meditative. It's a good perfume for meditation, for being alone. I think it's a night desert, if I may say so, as if there's some campfire and nomads or travelers, they're making fire, having some rest. I see dusk here and a lot of smokiness. The amber has a little bit of saltiness. I love Atelier des Ors, and I think their perfumes are perfect. They're all masterpieces. Another perfume is a beautiful Désert Suave, and this is a beautiful description of a desert with some dates, sesame seeds, cardamom, and rose. This is a perfection. It's very sweet. It's as if you stopped by a camp and you are having a sweet tea with some dates, traditional dessert in those countries. There's some orange blossom, cedar, mandarin, and rose. And if you notice rose together with dates and cardamom, they are very often used to describe a desert. And that's what makes it this perfume very feminine. It's very, very feminine, enveloping. It's very sensual, sweet. One of the perfumers of this perfume is Quentin Biche, so it's obviously not a simple perfume. This is one of his masterpieces. Very beautiful, well balanced, and that makes you think about beautiful desert with a lot of camels, camping, and all those adventures. Another beautiful perfume describing a desert is Fleur de Sable by Liquides Imaginaires. And this is, again, there's some kind of a rose. It's a eglantine rose. It's a very sweet kind of rose. And together with myrrh and rose, sweet rose. It's very beautiful. A myrrh creates that warm, dry air, and then you can smell that beautiful, sensuous, beautiful rose, some pepper, a lot of red pepper, black pepper. There's some orris root to make it creamier, to make it softer. It's very soft. Some paprika and mandarin orange. It's a very beautiful perfume. It's not as pronounced, it's not as loud as Désert Suave. Désert Suave is more for evenings, I would say, and this Fleur de Sable is very easy to wear. It can be your signature perfume. It is very easy to wear anytime, any day. Very feminine, soft, skin-like scent, very close to skin. This is louder and more for going out, for having a dinner out. Even in summer, it opens up very beautifully in summer, but this one all year round. This is so much easier to wear. Also, because we are talking about traveling, I could not omit this Nomade perfume, and this is by Chloé. The perfumer here is Quentin Biche, and it has just the essentials of the OG. It has Mirabelle, plum, there's some oak moss with Davana, and in the dry down there's some sandalwood and musk. It is a very nice chypre, very beautiful, sweet. Again, there's some sweetness, dryness from oak moss, and this is very beautiful and elegant. I like to wear it in fall, but still it describes that a desert, and that's why I included it here. Any flankers of Chloé are absolutely beautiful. I want to have them all, but Absolu is my favorite, especially if we talk about desert. One more scent describing a desert is Camel by Zoologist. I have just a decant, and it has a lot of same notes as many of those before, of those perfumes describing the desert. It has a lot of dry fruits. There's some dates, there's a rose, there's some incense and myrrh. Also, there's a lot of raisins. There's olibanum and amber. Cinnamon, also some flowers, jasmine, orange blossom. But in the dry down, there's some oud and there's some civet, musk, sandalwood, vanilla, vetiver, tonka bean. It is a very complex perfume, and if you know the Zoologist, you know that they're describing the animals, and it's not for everybody. So you need to really try it before you buy it. Blind buying with the Zoologist is not working all the time. Here I can smell a lot of animalic notes, as if you're going into the cage with a camel. So you can smell all the animal smells that are possible. But not everybody feels that. So I would suggest that you try it if you are interested, because it's really, everything that the Zoologist is doing is interesting. It's a masterpiece. It's a painting with the perfume notes. Very nice, beautiful, but I can smell those animalistic notes that are not very pleasant to me. Another perfume that is describing Désert is Terroni by Orto Parisi, and this is very nice scent. It's as if you can smell the dry ground, dust, oak moss, and those very heated in the sun rocks. As if you can smell the heat of the day, the dust, the dry herbs. There's, of course, there's some amber, there's some birch, guaiac, of course, because it gives that burning feeling. Cedar, patchouli, musk, vetiver, oak moss, and tonka beans with vanilla make it possible to wear for women. If you put this perfume on your skin, it will transform. With time, it will transform into something very soft, ambery, soft, very nice smell. The musk will come out more, and it makes it absolutely wearable for women. I personally love this perfume, but you need to try on your skin, because you know Alessandro Gualtieri's masks don't work for everybody. Another perfume that I fell in love with is Safari by Blend Oud, and this is not so dry anymore. It's as if you're driving in your truck in forest and woods, and you can smell a lot of green notes here. It's almost like fougere, and what I love here is papyrus. I love the note of papyrus. I like this note in Ebene Fumé by Tom Ford, and I like this note in Billie Eilish #2. I'm very glad that I bought this perfume. I blind bought it. There's also patchouli, oud, papyrus, very nice 3 notes. Also there's some tobacco and oak moss. And it's not so dark. There's a lot of fresh greenness. It's as if you're driving and smash the green herbs into the ground with your wheels, and you can smell that fresh, juicy herbs. Also, there's some lemon at the start, coriander, and incense. Very nice perfume, very refreshing. And again, if you like papyrus, try this. One more perfume that I love is Soleil de Jeddah by Stéphane Humbert. This is a very beautiful, it's very beautiful. I have Afterglow flanker, but all of them are beautiful. I'm not a fan of Mango Kiss, and I like OG. What I like about this perfume is that it has some sharpness of that Moroccan chamomile. There's some amber with incense. There's some iris butter, and it's very soft and ambery. And there's some bitterness and sharpness of this chamomile. And it's very nice, sunny. You can smell that hot wind blowing into your face. There's some myrrh, orchid, vanilla to make it softer. Very beautiful perfume. I am a fan. I know you have heard about this perfume for a long time. It's not news anymore, but still for me it's a perfect desert describing perfume. I have a couple more. One more perfume is by Tiziana Terenzi, and it's Gold Rose Oud. And this is one of the best perfumes with rose and oud. It's a very nice desert perfume because it's describing the time when nomads or travelers, they sit by the campfires, burning fire, drinking some tea, and you can smell the sweetness here. There are no dates, but there's some honey. So this rose is with honey, with some patchouli, incense, and there's also a note of sand that makes it very soft and warm, very nice and feminine. Makes it a very summery perfume. I think it's one of the best rose oud combinations. There's patchouli too, so it's rose oud, patchouli, and black pepper. And in the dry down, there's also sandalwood, musk, and amber. It's a very beautiful perfume, very light. It's not as dark as rose and oud could be. It's a very warm, summery perfume for summer night. It's a perfect perfume. One more perfume that I chose just by the name is from New York, and this is Dahab. This is a very dry perfume. It's a very dry perfume. There's oud, galbanum, there's some incense, I have a feeling that something is burning here. It's again as if there's some campfires. Benzoin, cypress, geranium, amber, cedar, musk. But most of all, you can smell here some bitterness of galbanum and oud, dryness. There's some spices, nutmeg, saffron, cinnamon, and also there's some smokiness. That's what you can smell here. Dahab means time goes, and what the brand writes here, Dahab means where the desert meets the sea and stars. Oud burns in the distance, mingled with warm, spicy air. Young men dive under the stars into the desert night. That's beautiful, right? But it's very dark, oud, bitter, incensey, smoky perfume. I would say it's mostly for men. Yeah, because there's no tonka beans, no vanilla. It's hard to wear for me. It's not as soft. But for men, this is a nice spicy oud perfume. Last but not least, L'air du désert marocain. This is a very nice, dry, spicy amber perfume from Andy Tower. Myself, I cannot wear it because I need some softness to wear that kind of a perfume, but it's very beautiful. There's a lot of spices and coriander, cumin, the driest spices that can describe that dry desert air. Petitgrain, lavender, labdanum, birch, jasmine geranium, and in the dry down there's some amber, cedar, vetiver, and of course patchouli with oak moss. It's a very dry, as if sandy perfume that transfers you to the dry, hot daytime. Very dusty. I cannot wear it myself because it's not as soft as I like, but I can appreciate the beauty of this perfume, and of course it's a masterpiece, another masterpiece in Désert perfumery. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you for coming in, and if you like this video, please give me a like, please consider subscribing, and please hit the bell button not to miss my new videos, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much.